Hi.
Hi.
What's up? Welcome to Comic-Con.
So how did you get involved in Scooby-Doo meets Kids?
I think it would a little bit something like this. Well, first of all, I just done Lois Lane for in the last Warner Brothers Superman and Lois Lane, and I think the phone call went something like this: Hey, Pauley, do you want to be a part of Scooby-Doo meets Kids? Yes. That's all I had to hear. I mean, you know, what else do you have to say, really? Scooby-Doo, Kiss, I'm in. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, you got it. Sure.
So what's your character?
I play the Crimson Witch. I am indeed the bad guy. Very scary one. And it's, you know, it's hard. It's like, I'm like, well, I was telling Gary last night, I was like, from Warner Brothers, I'm like, well, I don't know, because when you're doing a Scooby-Doo movie, we all know by definition that it's a mystery. So I have to be very careful what I say. But I am the Crimson Witch, and I can say that because it's in the very opening shot. The big scary witch. And this is who they're after. So Kiss, she's wreaking havoc on the Kiss theme park and scaring all the kids away. And so Kiss and the Scooby-Doo gang together have to bring down the Crimson Witch, who's me.
So how did you approach getting the voice for the Crimson Witch?
She's very loud and she's very scary. And luckily I was in a punk rock band for a long time. So I definitely went back to about those days, because she's really like, rock, you know. And so there's that part. But it was like super physically taxing and like kind of vocally taxing, because there's so much action in what she's doing. When I was in the studio, when I was doing it, I did every single thing. I did every action, everything she threw, everything she hit, every wall she got slammed up against. And they were telling me at Warner Brothers that the director, when I was in the booth, actually called them and said, "You've got to come see this," because I was like flying all over the booth. But it, you know, I think it's good. You know, like you want to hear your characters take the hit, you know, and like whatever. But I came home that night. I was just like. I was so tired, and plus I was like screaming the whole day over and over again. It was like awesomely exhausting.
So between your character on NCIS and then Scooby-Doo, which one is just more fun?
I like the fact that I've played Abby for 13 years is still every day incredible. There's like, you know, everybody has like this Abby obsession, so do I. I'm completely obsessed with her. Like I love her. She's like the coolest thing I've ever seen. She's also very Scooby-Doo-like. I mean, our show is very Scooby-Doo. We say that all the time. Like, before I ever knew I was going to be involved in this thing, there's pretty much every episode, there's some point where we go like, this is so Scooby-Doo right now. Because we have like our little misfit gang, and we go on capers and we solve mysteries, you know. Like, we have a bunch of goofballs and all. Because we're almost like a Scooby-Doo episode every single week, you know. So it's fun. Like that makes it super fun. I think that Velma and Abby would be very good friends.
What was the switch to be the villain this time then? What was that like?
You mean going? Oh, from yeah, fun. It was just fun. Yeah, like it's definitely so different. And I've been doing voiceovers for a long time, and it's what's always very strange is that. Especially when I first started doing them, is that as an actor, when you're like when I'm playing Abby, every single part of me matters. Like every move, everything, like because it's all a part of you have a visual and audio experience. When you're doing animation, the visual experience is totally up to the gang of guys, the talented animators that are drawing stuff and doing all that stuff. I got nothing to do with it, you know? So it's like literally like using so much expression, like just through your voice, you know? So you gotta put it all out there with that, you know? It's kind of a different experience. It's like, because when I first started doing just voiceovers in general, I was kind of confused because I talk so much with my hands, and I'm kind of like a pretty physically expressive person that I was like, I don't know, I can do this, but like, look, I'm talking with my hands, you know, or whatever. But it's really fun because you can go to work in your pajamas, you know. I mean, when I play Abby, there's a lot going on. There's the boots and the thing, and, you know, I got Kiss boots on and my thing, and the little skirts, and now it's skirts. We always say the skirts got short and the ratings went up. It's true too. That actually happened.
You already were a Keys fan, a big Keys fan.
Yeah, I love Kiss. I mean, who doesn't love Kiss? But then also, Gene and I have been friends for like 15 years. I adore him. We did a project together about 15 years ago. Before I was on NCIS, he had actually produced this like TV show as like a pilot, and he hired me as his lead actress, and it was just, we had a blast. We called them Friends of Gene, and it was everyone you could possibly think of. It was like, we were like Hugh Hefner and Tommy Lee and Mark McGrath and Pat Boone. Like it was just every possible person you could think of. And I love him. I call him Uncle Gene. So I was just super stoked to work with him again. And then Jennifer Carpenter voices in the movie, which I did not know until I saw the credits when I was watching it. And her very first film that she ever did was with me. And I met her first on-screen kiss. It's me.
Is it easier for you doing voice acting or actual on camera, so you can get into the right like headspace?
I love them both. There's a challenge. Voice acting is more challenging to me because you don't have your whole self for portrayal in any way. Like I think a lot of actors will have like their one thing that they have to do when they get a new character that they have to figure out. Like I have one friend that cannot wrap their head around a character until they know what they're wearing. Like what would this person wear? Mine, since day one, has been their gait. I have to know how people walk, and I study people constantly, and everybody has a specific way of walking, which includes the way they stand when you stop. And there's something about a gait that determines so much about a person. So I have to figure out like the way they walk, and for whatever reason, it's a very big deal for me. Everything about Abby's physical movements is based on this rescue terrier mix that I had. There was a brain damaged terrier mix named Cece, and I had her for 13 years. She was ancient when I rescued her. I just unfortunately lost her a couple years ago, but she was like, yeah, it was awful. But she, if you look at, like, I'm a very slouchy, couchy kind of person, but Abby is like the way she walks. Once you know this, you see Abby, it's so obvious. The way she cocks her head, she definitely goes from like point A to point B, you know. There's not, the way she stands very upright all the time, and like her movements are that is exactly my dog. Exactly. That's exactly the way she does it. She cocks her head like everything. So when I'm like doing voice work, it's like I can assume a gait for my character, but that may not be what they drew. You know, I don't know. I want to get it right. It's people that have that specific thing. It's like super duper important. Like even when I'm just reading something, I will stand up and like figure out how that person would stand. Like how would they lean against the wall? How would they walk down the street? You know, like that's what puts it all together for me. But I can't do that like in animation. I have to figure out some other stuff.
Right, I would assume you'd be doing some flying around.
Fly a lot in this one. Yes.
So it must be hard to.
This is a lot of fly. Well, the thing is, you know, one of the little known fact about me, Pauley, in my real life is I actually can fly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, you know, it helped out a lot, especially when I was a kid, you know, travel, you know, don't have to go through the airport. It's great. So I think that's probably why they cast me anyway.
It sounds like a perfect fit.
Yeah, they're like, you know what, she can fly, so, you know, it's good.
What about a sample of the Crimson Witch? How's she sound?
Well, she has her line, her big line. It's gone over and over again. I don't know if I could do it right now. In my real life, I'm actually not very loud. She's very loud, and I would get like, I think I would get embarrassed if I did do it because I'd have to scream it if you were really loud.
Nobody will hear you.
You can blame it on us.
Blame it on us.
Maybe I could try to do it quiet. She goes, "Give me fuck." So I think that's the quiet version. Otherwise, I'd have to scream it, and I don't want to be the center of attention because Kiss is here. They are in fact here. They're right there. Did y'all talk to them yet?
No.
Gene's hilarious.
Do you have any other projects coming up you want to talk about?
NCIS starts in, well, I don't know what today is, but my first day of work is Tuesday.
Yay.
So I go back, season 13. Can't wait.
I'm
amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is
Absolutely.
so much. Are you from Australia? Yeah.
No,
Where
I'm
you
from Georgia.
I went to high school in Roswell.
No,
What part?
seriously. I live in Marietta.
Oh yeah, so those are basically the same
Woodstock.
place.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
Yeah. That absolutely. That's so funny.
Do you go home often?
No. Well, my home I consider
Well, do you go back to Georgia often?
not so much, but we're Alabama, like we're Alabama people. And
So
then
I'm not Alabama fan.
I don't know anything about sports. Nothing. I don't know anything. I watched that World Cup game the other day. The soccer game. I don't think I've ever sat down to watch a sporting event in my life. I did watch parts of the Super Bowl whenever I was up on the Videotron a million times. They had like, I don't know, CBS does football, so I'm like often a part of the Super Bowl. And I do like Super Bowl commercials for them and stuff. But that was exciting, that thing. But when you say Alabama, then like people will text me and so like, yay, congratulations. I'm like, what? Is Gary standing behind me wearing the same shirt I am?
Just a little bit.
Is this the greatest shirt
But
Pauley
it looks
Perrette
so
can
much
ever
better.
get?
Yes.
Look at us.
I can't hear and Pauley hands me the shirt today. And
That's
since I
not
love
true.
you, I want you to wear a Scooby shirt like me.
That's not true. The true story is even better. I was like talking to Gary a few days ago, and I'm like, I want to wear a Kiss shirt to comment for our thing or whatever. And he was like, I'm like, do you have any Kiss Scooby-Doo shirts? He's like, no, I don't have any yet. He's like, but you read my mind. He's like, hang on. So we're going to email it. So we actually made this. We planned this, and then we dressed it. It's been great. And everyone wants one. So here's a Scooby done.
Then we might have to manufacture them. All right, come with me.
They're a little crunchy though. They didn't.
I
Thanks,
will
guys.
work
you.
on it.